Hello scale modeling world, and welcome to part 10 of building the HK148 scale B-17 series. In part 10, we're going to use the kit's decals and apply them to the surface. The thing I like about the decals is there's almost no clear film around the outer edges of the decals, which in all my previous builds I had to cut out so they look like they're almost painted on. And you have to be careful with these decals, and I'm going to show you some of the techniques that I use to get around some of the frailties associated with these kit decals. So, with that said, let's get started. I've gotten started on applying the decals, and I cut out these decals here because they go on the propellers, so I did that first. But I just wanted to comment on these decals. They look really, really good. And not only that, what's really cool about these decals is there's almost no clear film around each one of these decals, so you don't have to cut them out and then remove all of the clear film, especially on these large numbers. You know, all you have to do is just cut out the decal and then slide it off and set it into place. So I don't have to, like I said, I don't have to cut out any of the clear part of it. On older decal sheets, these numbers would all be connected together as one big decal, and then I would have to go in and cut them out. Don't have to do it here. So I really like this decal sheet, and it seems to respond real well to microsole and microset. So let's get started on the decals. I've got the decals applied to the propellers. And on older kits, the propeller decals are one piece, but on these newer kits, they usually come in two sections. So the first thing I did was add the nomenclature, and then I added the stamp for the particular manufacturer of the propeller. And it took a little bit of work to get them fairly evenly spaced from here to here, and of course centered, but they came out pretty good. They're not perfect, but they're not bad. So now I just got to give them a coat of dull coat, clear dull coat. Get close up here. And so the way to do this, the easy way to do it, is you mount it on some foam bore with a little bit of tape, and then so that the propeller is stable, and then you just kind of work your way around. So this works really, really well. And I always cut my decals on either a glass sheet or this plexiglass, black plexiglass or clear plexiglass, and works out real well. So I just need to remount these now on the toothpicks, and we can go ahead and give them a coat of clear flat. Here's how they go on. Oop. I don't want to get too careless here. And the other thing is I use the microsole and microset system. I've been using it for 30 years and it has never failed me. So for just flat surfaces that have no detail to them, you can just use the microset, which is the number one. You apply it just a little bit on the surface and it helps the decal adhere. And you don't really need to soften it because it's not adhering or conforming to any of the surface detail, because on these propellers they're just smooth plastic. So this is what I use. And then if if I have, like when I do the other decals on the fuselage and on the wings, I'll set it with this and then use the red bottle to get it to stretch out, soften, and pull down around all of the minute details so that it looks like it's painted on. I've got all the decals applied to the surface, and for the most part they came out pretty good. A couple of notes here for you. I typically use the microset prior to laying the decal down, but when I used this, what happened was that the decals didn't slide around on the gloss surface like they should have. And so I tried using just water, and that worked much better. So just a technical point here, use water as your bottom layer when you're putting these decals on, so that they'll slide around real good, especially with these large numbers. They can be kind of a challenge to get straight and get the wrinkles out. The second note is that the microsole worked really, really well to get the wrinkles out and to get the decals to lay down. Now, when you do that, especially on decals like this, and I'll get to this area in just a second, but on the large decals, they tend to wrinkle up, and the best thing to do is just to let the wrinkles lay down by themselves, which they will do. Typically, I don't like to do that, but on these decals, if you don't do that and you keep using a Q-tip to push down the wrinkles, what'll happen is you'll get what I have here, which is, let me get around here, they tore right there. So the way I'll hide that is I'll just put I'll sponge some silver paint on that. And I had another problem with this decal right here on the edge. It did the same thing right there. So, but for the most part, the decals went on okay. When you move the decals around, the other thing is that the glue on the decals tends to smear, so you got to make sure that you clean the surfaces around the decals once these decals dry. And I gave them 24 hours to dry, and then I used water around the decals to clean off all of that glue. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. Get this positioned correctly. There's the tail, no silvering, and the large numbers. And I already showed you this one. This one came out good except for this area right there. And here's the other one. And here's the other side. And the tail numbers on that side. And then let me turn this beast over on the underside. Now that decal came out good. So now what I need to do is go ahead and put a clear flat coat on it to protect the decals. And then I can start doing my weathering, give it another flat coat, and then we can go ahead and pull the rest of this masking off and see how it looks. So we are making some more progress here, and once I get the flat coat on, it'll look a lot better. And I'm just going to give the entire model a flat coat, and that'll help also protect the paint. And I'm going to flip it over. I'll start with the underside, and then we'll go to the top. And then I'm also going to give the underside of the flaps, the bombays, also get a flat coat so that the colors match, because the flat clear paint tends to lighten up the colors. Just like a gloss coat, you can see here, darkens up the colors. See the difference here between here and here? It darkens it up. So we need to reverse that process. So let's get to it. The clear flat coat has been applied and came out pretty good. Now, the one thing I noticed was, see that whiting inside there and there? That's the glue. That I couldn't get that glue out from under there. So you're going to have to be careful, make sure that you clean around these decals real well. I thought I did. And I did in other places. I just neglected over here. So can't do anything about it now. Probably try to hide some of that with a little bit of silver sponging, like I have to do here. So we'll go ahead and let me show you the tail. hide these flaws, and I think we'll be ready to pull the tape off of the clear parts. I'm going to do a little bit of weathering on the underside in and around here, but I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum, and then we'll see how it looks. So let me get to it, and I'll show you how it all looks when it's done. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed part 10 where we applied all the decals to the surface of the model on this HK 148 scale B-17, and I just want to reiterate, I love this two-part micro scale system. I've used it for over 30 years and it has never failed me. However, with these kit decals, don't use the blue bottle first as an undercoat before you apply the decal to the surface. For some reason, and I can't explain why, water works better and it allows you to move the decal around and position it correctly. And when you apply the red bottle, be careful how you do it and make sure that you don't use too much, and allow this stuff to dry between applications. Don't do what I did, because I had two problems, one here and one on this side down here, where the edges actually melted on me. Can't explain that either. So with that said, on these two tips, have a great evening. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and happy scale modeling.